Hello lefties! Here we are today learning how to do the magic loop. Maybe you have looked at those double point needles and holy smokes, that's a little intimidating seeing all those needles sticking out. Yeah, if I can even get mine out. Oh, there we go. So if that is just too intimidating, you can use the magic loop. What you need for the magic loop is a needle or cable that is significantly longer than your project and one stitch marker. I am not going to go over how to cast on. If that is something you want to do or need to learn, please go look at one of my other videos. So here we go. I'm going to just cast on 10 stitches just for demonstration purposes. Alright, have my 10 stitches casted on. Now I'm going to take out one needle. And yes, I cast on with 2 needles. It gives you a little bit more room to work when you're trying to put your needle back into the stitch for that first row. Take all of your stitches and put them on the cable. From here, find your center point. Here's mine. And then bend the cable needle and pull out the loop where you're halfway between the 2 sets of stitches. And then I'm putting those stitches back on both needles. Next, I'm going to determine which is going to be my working needle and which will be the other needle. So for me, on this case, my working needle, is this one. So I'm going to pull that one out so that the stitches are on the cable needle. And I take those stitches that are going to be worked and snug them up to the top of the needle. Grab my yarn and I'm ready to go. Go ahead and make my first couple of stitches. And then so I know which is my starting row or starting stitch, beginning of the round. Back. Hold please. I dropped it. I am going to put a stitch marker through that first stitch, because sometimes I get lost as to which side is my starting side. Alright, continuing on. I am now at the end of the first side. What I will do is pull the other needle up now. This will become my work. This is still my working needle, but I need to work these stitches, so I'm going to take this one and put all the stitches on the cable. Pull my stitches to be worked up on the tip of the needle, and I go ahead and knit. First row is done. Put all stitches back on the needles. Pull this needle out so that my stitches that were just worked are on the cable. The stitches that will be worked are on the needle. all stitches back on the needle. The stitches I just worked will go on the cable. And around I go. This becomes a little bit easier once you have enough of what you're knitting to kind of hold everything in place. But in the beginning it's a little flopsy. I clearly did not tighten my needles enough. So the stitches that you just worked always need to go back onto the cable, and then you pull the other stitches up on your right hand needle. So last time, knit your stitches. It doesn't matter if you knit into the back loop or the front loop, the process is the same. Finish that side. Going to put the unworked stitches back on the needle. Take the stitches that were just worked, put them on the cable. And there you go. That is how you work the magic loop.